And we're now tuned in to Sidewalk the Villain. We have a couple questions we'd like to ask you at this moment. So man, Sidewalk, how do you feel you advanced since the release of Lyrical Crack?
Well, since Lyrical Craig, you know what I'm saying, I was 18 years old. I was recording the whole CD on an office microphone using sound recorder on my e-machine computer. And it was a rush project. I did the whole thing in one day, you know what I'm saying, just because I was popular at my school in the music scene and everybody wanted to hear me release something. So I came up with Lyrical Craig, you know what I'm saying. But, I mean, that was a few years back. Since then, you know what I'm saying, I done took time to educate myself on the music industry, on music equipment, recording programs. I feel like lyrically I've increased my talent a lot, and I'm just an all-around better, you know what I'm saying, MC than I was when I did Lyrical Crack. You know, I guess with age and maturation comes a certain amount of progress.
So what projects are you working on right now?
Well, right now, you know what I'm saying, I'm working on finishing up Already the First, my solo album, my debut solo album with that. And right now, I just recently released The Secret Weapon, and it's in the streets right now. And it's, you know what I'm saying, doing pretty big things in Lafayette. Got a couple of copies out there in Michigan, New Mexico, New Orleans, Louisiana, Winnipeg, Hong Kong, you know. So, I mean, it's doing pretty good. And people can, you know what I'm saying, download The Secret Weapon from my MySpace page. So any fans who wanted to, you know what I'm saying, check out The Secret Weapon for themselves can go to my MySpace, www.myspace.com/sidewalk THA villain, and you can download The Secret Weapon project from the bio section.
All right. So why the name The Secret Weapon?
Well, The Secret Weapon was originally a marketing scam. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna promote Already the First to come out on a certain day, and the day people would go to the stores to look for it or go to wherever to find that CD, it wouldn't be there. But I would have a CD released in its place called The Secret Weapon, you know what I'm saying, as a promo. It's a mixtape, you know what I'm saying? But with 27 tracks, it would have been worth it. That way it would kind of increase the buzz of Already the First, you know, but it didn't quite work out like that due to scheduling, I guess I should say. But overall, I was pleased with the end result. So, I mean, I wasn't tripping, but the whole CD basically was a secret weapon. So I think that's why I went with that name.
So Already the First. What's the significance behind that name, man?
Already, honestly, when I came up with the name for Already the First while I was messing around with a photo editing program on my computer. I was taking some pictures, and you know, I edited some stuff, and I was like, you know what, this would be a really good album cover. And it originally just said Sidewalk at the bottom, and it said Already. Already was going to be the title of the album, but the way it looked, you couldn't tell whether my name was Already and the album was called Sidewalk, or if I was Sidewalk and the album was called Already. So I figured it needed some type of subtitle. I didn't want to go with something as common as like Volume 1 or something like that, because a lot of people don't do Volume 2s, and I didn't know if I was going to make a second Already. But I went with, you know, the subtitle The First, and I believe that has many significance to it. You know, the first artist to release a big major independent CD out of this area, the first in my camp, you know what I'm saying, to do a major project. And it just had a lot of meaning behind it. And if I ever did decide to do a Volume 2, I could have just called it The Second or something. So it was a really versatile name, and I figured I'd stick with it.
So you've been working on Already the First since like 2005. It's going on 2008. What's taking so long for you to release the album?
Well, basically, I guess I gotta say, you know what I'm saying, maturation, you know what I'm saying, perfection, wanting to perfect my craft. I could have released Already the First a long time ago, but if I would have done it, it wouldn't have been the same album I'm about to release right now. And honestly, I believe the one I'm going to release in the future is gonna be 100 times better than what it intended to be due to so many different reasons. You know what I'm saying? The team I have now, the quality of my recording, my personal talent lyrically, you know, just a bunch of different factors that add up to it becoming a better album. So if anything was holding it back, I would say, you know what I'm saying, just me wanting to perfect my craft, making sure I can get the kind of results I want from the album.
So what's the basic content of Already the First?
Already the First is basically, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't say your typical debut album because there's nothing typical about me, my style, or my camp. But I mean, it's an introductory album, you know what I'm saying, it's my first big project, my first real album, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to come hard on it, so it's got a little bit of everything on there, you know what I'm saying? I'm really flexing a lot of versatility as far as the content, you know what I'm saying, my lyricism, my subject matter, and it's gonna be a real big thing, and I think once people get it, they'll see what I meant in this interview, but yeah, it's gonna be a big thing.
So have you picked any singles out yet?
I got a couple actually that I already picked out, and I'm not gonna go into too much detail on them, but I'm gonna say the first single will be Get Your Grind Right. You know, I know a lot of people have already heard that song, but yeah, Get Your Grind Right will be my first single.
So what do you plan to accomplish with the release of Already the First?
Well, other than establishing a better name for myself, you know what I'm saying, I want to be able to reach the next plateau of success and establish a foundation for not just me, but for my artists, you know what I'm saying? And not just them, but for other people out of, you know what I'm saying, the Acadian area who feel like it's impossible to do big things from here. I see a lot of people, you know, they might drop a couple projects, they might break, and then they fled the scene, leave the area, and try to come up from another area. And I mean, you know, Already the First, I want to establish a name for myself in other regions outside of, you know, my stomping grounds in Lafayette, and just be able to bring myself to the next level, and if possible, bring other people with me.
So man, we're going to get back with you later on, man. It was nice talking to you.
Sidewalk goes harder than y'all. Bring your whole team, man, I better slaughter them all. Game colder than deep freezers, ain't sharper than me. Cleaver chew you up and spit you out like a nigga that eat pee. You should've never got me started, now I'm raising hell on a mission to slang more distant days.